computer. Okay. Hello, Paula. I'm so glad that you're here today, booking this session with myself. Paula and I have never done a reading before, but I'm super excited to do this because she's even let us record it, which is just even more fun. All right. Okay, so the first deck that I pull from is the Soul deck. So this kind of just opens up the conversation a little bit. When we start connecting you to your personality and, who you are, what your mission is, sometimes all of this stuff starts coming out with the Soul deck. And, what we're seeing with this right away is, you're an empath, girl. You feel everything. Everyone else's needs go before yours. And I feel like you've been like this since you were born, since you were a little girl. It's like you just care so much about everybody else. And you just have such a huge heart. Like, oh, they're just showing me, like, you just radiate with this loving energy of just caring. So happiness comes into place. We've got the service card. You feel really in flow when you're serving. So you really have the ability to make other people feel really, really good. And you feel really good when you help other people feel really good. Do you understand it? Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay, so empathy. So we know that you're an empath. So where I see here with the Soul deck that comes up is like you're, really in search for freedom. Like nothing holds you down as much as you care so much and you give in a lot of different aspects of your life. Ain't nobody gonna tie you down, Paula. You really beat to your own drum and you're just like, you know what? If I don't want to do it, then it's a no. But you're an honest person. When you say you're going to be somewhere, you're there. You're a woman of your word. I mean, when you show up in life and you're like, hey, I'm gonna commit to that. I'm gonna do that. I feel you commit to a lot of things. I feel like you say yes a lot to a lot of people. So maybe it's time somewhere in there where you can be setting a little bit clearer, more boundaries in there in your life, because I do feel that there's some people in your life that they wouldn't do the same for you. It's coming up right now. They would not stick their neck out for you. And you would jump over friggin' mountains for these people. You would literally go out of your way, change vehicles, drive an hour, make this all work. And they literally wouldn't do the same for you. So that's really coming and bringing to my attention that you really need to set better boundaries and really make sure these people that are like taking your energy, you gotta hone it on in, girl. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
What's been happening? Because I just feel like I definitely need to tell you that, it's because you care so much. I mean, you care and you don't want to disappoint anybody.
Mm-hmm.
To get really honest here. And that's a beautiful gift to have. But also though, it can be very draining and exhausting. So they're showing me a couch. So do you find that you get very burnt out and exhausted where it leaves you on the couch?
Yeah.
Okay, because I see there's this big like gap here where you just give and give and give. You give so much that you end up being drained and exhausted on the couch. Does that make sense to you?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Where people just deplete so much from you. Oh my goodness. We haven't even got to the good stuff. We haven't even channeled any of your loved ones or anything so far. Okay, so when I'm channeling and calling in your angels and your spirit guides right now, we're just at a subsurface level and they're just saying like, you need to start taking better care of yourself. Paula, you need to start setting boundaries. You need to start taking better care of yourself. when you get so depleted, they're showing me a couch, you get so depleted, you get into this exhaustion, and then you end up getting on the couch where you just feel like you just can't even function, you can't even do anything. And then what happens is this spiral starts happening with like depression and, you know, anxiety, and you just like start just to feel like really crappy about yourself. Is this making sense to you?
Oh, right on.
Is
Yeah.
it like I'm in your mind right now a little bit?
Yeah, it's a little scary.
So they're showing me, you know, even though you love with all your heart and you're so, your love is pure and your intentions are pure and you care so much, I just want you to know that it doesn't matter how much you care, you can't take someone else's pain away. You cannot do the healing for somebody else. It's really important that you listen to this because they're very clear when they're saying this. You care so much. You want to just take their pain away. And you cannot take their pain away. It doesn't matter how much you care, how much energy you put into to something or someone, you can't take it away. And what happens is you end up taking it on yourself. And then you end up, it's almost like you're addicted to this cycle. It's like you give so much out and then you end up, you know, being on the couch and just kind of literally just, you know, getting wrapped up in this misery. And then this like vortex of like this darkness comes over you and gets you into this depression where it then spirals down. And then what happens again is that you get yourself all dusted off and back together and recharged. And then it's not long again, this happens all over again. So they're really showing me a cycle. They're showing me some patterns that need to be broke. Are you ready to break some cycles this year?
Yes.
Okay. I understand why you booked this with me because I feel like no one in your life is going to tell you these things except for me right here. And, you know, the fact of the matter is that I don't know you. We've never actually met before, but I'm just, you know, I'm really being called to tell you that you've got to set some boundaries and you are here for a big reason. There's a lot of growth that you are excited about. You, as much as you get bogged down into these patterns, there's another flip side of you that, you know, wants to grow and is open to opportunity and wants to learn better ways and better strategies and better methods and better habits, which is beautiful, right? Like there's such an eager part in you that's like, I want to know, I want to know, I want to learn. I want to do this better. How can I do this better? And I think that that's such a, you know, that is such a beautiful gift to have, is to the willingness to do better and to learn. So, you know, you've got the growth card in here. You've got the freedom card. You really do beat to your own drum. And I feel that you're aware of this cycle. You know, when I talk about these patterns that are coming in, I feel like you're aware of them and you just kind of let it happen because you just love these people and you don't want to disappoint anybody.
Yeah.
You know, and that's kind of where you're at. So self-love is going to be huge for you this year. I mean, it's huge for everyone and anyone, but for sure this year you need to slowly start setting some better boundaries so that you don't burn yourself out. So I've got the doubt and the fear card that comes up. I feel that these two cards really do come up, that, you know, as much as you believe in yourself and you want to do better, there's still this belief pattern that you're hanging on to of doubt, of like, I'm just not good enough. Maybe someday I'll get there. And I feel that, you know, it's really, you know, it's owned back to your childhood. I'm getting, you know, I'm getting a mom that was very strict with you, my dear. Like she just, you know, if you saw one side of the coin, she saw the other side. And it was like you both just couldn't see the same sides. And, you know, she very much so was a woman who, you have to do it this way. This is the way to do it. And if you're not going to do it this way, then like something's wrong with you and you're not right, you know, because this is the way that it needs to be done. Does that make sense to you? Do you understand that?
Yeah.
She's very bullheaded and stubborn, as much as she is like, she's like a double sword almost. I feel like as much as she's loving and has compassion and can love you. There's also a side of her that's like, whoa. Are you the same person? Are you sure? So I feel that there's a double side with her. Even though, you know, she means well and she has a big heart, it's like ingrained in her that she cares so much, but it kind of comes off controlling and like almost puts you down in a spot where, you know, you're not doing it the right way. So I want you to know that you're not your mom. Okay, you're not your mom. You're, I know that probably goes through your mind a few times. You're like, oh my gosh, I'm falling back into these habits. You're not her. You have more awareness than she does. And your mom's really stuck in her ways. And I don't see that she's going to really come out of those ways because she hasn't departed. She's still here in the living world.
Yeah.
Is that correct? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm getting that she's still here. So I'm like, she's
Yeah.
not.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So I feel that, you know, she has been kind of, you know, making some havoc in your life a little bit. But I feel that you know how to deal with it a lot better now than you used to.
Oh, yeah.
You just kind of let it roll off your shoulders now. Where before, though, when you were younger, you really, really let it get to you. And she really took a piece of that self-confidence and that self-worth that you're still trying to find of who you are, because it was so ingrained that nothing was ever good enough and nothing was ever done right. And it was just nagging. But at the time when you were younger, you didn't know better. You only knew from her. So it's her mom that is coming. It's her mom. So that would be your grandma that's coming through. So that's the one that's, and she's departured, right? Your mom's mom. So she's the one that's really kind of relaying some messages to me here. In case you're wondering, hang on, I got to grab a pencil. I wish I was left-handed, you know, because I do a lot of I hear and see them from the left ear a lot of times, but I'm right-handed. So I have to like have my paper on the right side and then listen to the left side. But your mom's mom, your grandma there, you know, she's a different lady. It's like she understood you. You know, I feel that she really had a place in her heart for you. It's like you just could give all your boo-boos to her. I just feel so much love there between you and her. It's like she's seen you for who you really are. She's so proud of you for for being open and available and seeing things differently. You've come to be in more peace that you're not going to change your mom. And you, even though you would love to, but you've made more peace that you're not going to be able to change her. This grandmother just literally has so much love. I see like some bigger cheeks on her and a big smile, like a really big smile. Now, did she walk with a limp?
Yeah, a little bit of a limp, yeah.
Yeah, because she's just showing me that, you know, she's actually like bouncing a little bit back and forth on her feet. So, and she's like, it's gone. So she's a lively woman. You know, they can present themselves any way they choose to, but she definitely seems like she's not in the grandmother, like she looks like she's around her in her 40s or 50s. So she's not really presenting herself like a grandmother would.
Oh, okay, yeah.
you know. I don't know if she was somebody who was like um like she's kind of like, she didn't want to age, she didn't want to get old. Like old was just like, oh, I don't want to go there, you know. So she cared about like what her appearance and stuff like that was. Very interesting. Now, is there somebody that you're close to that that has asthma? Or did she have asthma?
She didn't have asthma.
But I'm feeling like there's something to do with asthma or breathing, a breathing problem. Like I just can't get a breath in.
Like
Now,
someone alive or past?
it could be either. It could be either. She's saying yes, somebody that's alive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that person, so you know of that person that's
The person doesn't have asthma, but person, yeah, does have some breathing issues and stuff. Yeah.
okay. Okay.
If it's the one person that I'm thinking of.
This person, she says, smoked. Used to smoke.
Is it a male or female?
I think it's a male.
Well, there is a male, but I'm not really close to him.
Okay. Sometimes I don't really know what, putting all the pieces together. A J is coming up right now. So, is there anybody that you're close to that starts with a letter J?
Someone that I know, I wouldn't say very close to.
Okay.
Used to.
Okay. This person caused you a bit of havoc in your life?
Yeah.
Okay, because that's what she's bringing up, your grandmother. So whoever this J person is this an ex? Is this an ex of yours?
No.
Okay. So yeah, so this J person, whoever this is, she's just acknowledging that this person really did cause you a lot of havoc in your life, and they made things a bit difficult. And it's almost like I see that she's telling me like they almost made it seem like you're the bad person, or like that you did something wrong.
Does she say if this person is related to me or not?
Yes, this person is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then I know exactly who we're talking about.
Okay. So, she just brings to my attention that like that really hurt you, and you just really felt like it was your fault and that you had something to do with it. And your grandmother is here to tell me that you need to let that go, because it was not your fault, and there was a lot of manipulation going on, and there was a lot of pointing fingers, and they pretty much just kind of put you in a corner and just, told you the way it was. And I just get the sense from this grandmother, she just like, she's saying like that was not right. They should have never done that. And that she's sorry that happened to you. But she heard, it's like she heard all of this go on. So,
all right.
She also says, that you can feel her when she's around. She says, Paula knows when I'm around. Paula knows when I'm around. She knows when I'm there. So,
does she say what kind of things she does?
No.
Because I'm so undecisive whether it's her or not. You know what I mean?
Yep. For some reason, she's showing me a clock. So is something going on with your time? Is your clock stopping in your house?
No.
Okay, well, keep in mind if your clocks stop working, that
it's her.
It's her. Okay, because I'm getting a clock that's coming in right now. But I mean, that can also mean a few other things too. I really do feel, though, she wants me to tell you that the bond that you and her had was real and significant. And it's almost like what you and her share. It's like you have not found that with somebody else. That unconditional love, that person that you can literally talk to that doesn't judge you like your mother does. Because when you get excited about something, you call your mother and you tell her about it, and she's just like, okay. It's like your grandmother tells me to like literally just tell her how excited you are when something exciting happens in your life. Because you're looking for validation from your mother. Does that make sense? You're looking for validation, and it's like you're not going to get it. She doesn't know, your mom does not know how to praise you, how to acknowledge you. She doesn't know you're talking. You are literally like calling up like the wall or a pair of scissors. Like, hello, like you're not going to get the response. And what happens is it ends up hurting you. And it's almost like you just keep on doing this because you're used to this hurt. So it's like you keep on going back to this pattern. It's like, just stop altogether. She really wants to tell you about your job. You're very good at your job. I don't know what it is that you do, but she says you're very good at what you do.
No.
And I don't know, I can see if she'll tell me exactly what it is. And I don't know if it's like talking to people, but I feel that you give more than what you really understand that you actually do.
Okay.
Okay, like you're giving, and so that can be another reason why you're feeling so drained and exhausted, because you're actually really you're giving so much. Okay, I'm gonna pull a few cards here and see what comes up. Very interesting. So she's talking about a bird. Your grandmother is talking about a bird. I almost get the feeling that that she's reincarnated back as a bird. It's very interesting. What's that?
Does she say what kind of a bird?
Yeah, I'll see if I can. Have you had some strange birds at your place?
I have 2 birds, and one is acting really strange.
One is acting a little strange?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I almost feel like your grandmother has actually reincarnated back as a bird. So I'll see if she can tell me what type of bird. I'm getting a crow that's coming up, but I don't believe it's a crow. It's not a blackbird.
No.
Okay, so very interesting. I mean, your deck of cards really do come up. This is pulled from the Angel and Ancestry deck. Again, you know, we get the drum card, which is like, you're a big dreamer, you're a big journeyer. Like nobody really like, especially your mom, like if she's like, hey, or anyone in your life that's like, oh, like good luck doing that, good luck fulfilling that. You're very much so like, I beat to my own drum. You watch out, and I will do it. I am gonna do it. So they're like, even though they may not have been maybe the best influence in your life, they've motivated you, and they've also showed you, you know, maybe not like what not to be, but also like this card's come up twice, you know, you beat to your own drum. The other card that I'm getting is like the animal card. You have a deep connection with animals. It's almost like animals look at you and they know that you can hear them. Like
Really?
animals really like you. So like if you're around animals, like you just have a deeper instinct with animals. And it's like there's some level of animals that you get along better with them than humans. So very interesting. So you're like, I get the shapeshifter here, which means that you could be really going through a transformation, probably like all of us right now. We're just really kind of going through this transformation. The shapeshifter is really about you unveiling your gifts. So your gifts are already inside of you. This card really just shows the diversity of you. And you have so much diversity in you. You really can see all angles of things for other people, for other situations. Sometimes you lack this in your own eyes. Okay. But
Yeah.
like that's a lot of us, right? You also get the stag, which is, you know, this really is about you trusting and thriving. It's really important that, you know, you do lean in more and more to trust. I don't know why this is coming through, but jelly beans are coming through. So do you like jelly beans, or is there a connection with jelly bean?
Yeah, I love jelly beans.
Okay, because okay, I had to stop and grab my paper. They're just like, right, tell her jelly beans. Okay, awesome. Like, do you like all the flavored colored ones? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. So the grandfather that's with this grandmother is on the other side, departured as well.
Yeah.
And I see them together, and they're quite a cute couple. They really do kind of mosey together, you know, wherever your grandma goes, that's where he goes. He just moseys on behind her. He's a pretty relaxed, chill guy. He's just like, wherever she's going, that's where I'm going. And he's always a couple steps behind her. So he says, like, she walks faster than I do. That's what he says to me. So I'm still he's showing me like a machine or something that he was hooked up to at the end of his departure. Was he hooked up to a machine or hooked up to oxygen tank or something? Because he's showing me a machine that he was hooked up to.
By the time he passed, maybe I didn't see him.
Okay.
Like the last time I saw him, he wasn't attached to any machines.
Okay.
But it's quite possible that, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So he's just showing me this machine that he was hooked up to. Again, he's able to move freely on the other side. There's no limitations with either of them. Very interesting. So it seems like you really yearn for this deeper connection and relationship with your father too. I feel that there's like a yearning here where you're just like, it's like he just doesn't see you completely.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I see him in and out of your life. Does he show up and then he's out of your life, or does he?
No, he's there.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just see like, yeah, I just feel that there's some disconnection there for sure. And I feel like he just doesn't know how to show up in your life. He doesn't really know, like it's like he needs to be told. It's like
Yeah.
to be told, like, okay, this is what I need. I need you to show up on this day because we're having supper, or I
Yeah.
need you to bring this. Like he's very, he needs to be told a lot of things. I feel like, I feel like your mom kind of, you know, almost like it's like he can't think for himself.
Yeah.
It's like
Right
him being with your mom. She has like, because they're not together, right?
No, they are.
They are. Okay. Well, up here in his mind, he's like not with her. Like he doesn't think for himself. She does everything.
Yes. Yeah, she
So
does.
he doesn't even have a say. He doesn't know how to be a father to you. He doesn't know like what you want from him or what to do. Like he just seems like he's really just living her life.
Mm-hmm.
And he's very much so too. He's about like you. He just wants to keep everybody happy.
Yeah.
So they have me doing a bit of a star, which I'm not sure what that is representing, but maybe it's that your mom is like the star of the show. Like all center of attention is on her a lot of the times. Very interesting. You have some blue in your house? Like blue walls?
Yeah. Well, yeah, one.
One.
Actually, no. In another bedroom, yeah. Yeah, I have blue walls.
So there's a connection here with this blue. And I'm just they're saying it's not a blue jay. It's not a blue jay. Because I was going to the blue because I thought maybe that the blue is connected to the blue jays that you're seeing.
No, but the birds that I'm
Are they
thinking of, they are blue.
okay? But it's not a blue jay.
No. No.
Okay. I'm not very good at my birds, but they're showing me blue, but then like it's not a blue jay. So I am like, I don't know what type of bird it is what I'm saying. But they're showing me that this bird does have a bit of blue on it.
Oh yeah.
So they're
Yeah.
they're just taking me into your house and showing me like they're just connecting the dots for me. This is how the spiritual world works, right? Your grandma is a lot more chattier than your grandpa. Your grandpa is just like, I'm just going to sit back and I'll let her do the talking. And, Paula knows that I'm okay and that I love her and my love's never changed for her. So he's just so laid back and he's just going with the flow. Now, your grandma on the other line, she's just like, I'm here. I'm going to tell her exactly what's going on. And I'm going to get all this information to her. So, she's just so full and beautiful and so full of life. What a beautiful person to have as a grandmother in your life. Okay, so yeah, so the pair of birds that you are seeing, definitely they do have blue on it. She is telling me that they've come back as birds. So
Really?
is this the bird that's acting a little strange around your house?
Yeah, like there's two of them, and the one is like it's trying to get my attention. It's gotten my attention, all right.
Okay, so this is her. Now I'm just trying to see if it's your grandfather with her, like if they both came back as birds. And I asked this, and you know what your grandfather says? He's like, well, if she's a bird, I'm a bird. I swear that's off of a movie somewhere. But anyways, they're telling me they're both birds. They both came back and they're hanging around you. They love your energy. Like you, my dear, just don't give yourself enough credit for this angelic energy that you have. You just don't. You just you're just so humble and you're just like, oh yeah, this is me, but maybe after this session, things will change for you and you will start to realize, that you just need to set some better boundaries and that you do have some beautiful energy. And
do they say what I should be doing?
yeah, I pulled up the card here that you do need to move in a new direction. So I feel like there's some crossroads happening right now in your life where you're like, do I go left or do I go right? I feel like you're in a spot of making some decisions.
Mm-hmm.
Are you trying to make some decisions with your house?
No, not right now. I mean, I'd like to buy a bigger house.
Yeah, I see that you have something like that you've been dreaming of or manifesting.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it has a house with quite a few like trees and stuff around it, and even a little bit of water too. Like you've been thinking about this for a while. What's like
Yeah, yeah. Like inside, I've been thinking like this is what I want.
mhm.
Um,
What,
but
what's stopping you? What's stopping you? What are you waiting for? Your grandparents are like, what are you waiting for? 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 It's like they
this
want to
is why
show you
I'm trying to figure out like which road to go. Do you know what I mean?
where the house is, the house that you find that you're going to be looking for, that I hope you start looking for, like buy the magazines or wherever and just start looking, because this house is everything you want, and it's going to really be the foundation of where you're going to settle down and where you're going to go.
Okay.
Because you're not waiting for kids to get out of school.
I have kids.
But they're old enough. It's not gonna rock their world if you're like, hey, you're gonna go to here.
No, you're correct.
I just feel like you're ready, but there's like you have some self-doubt of like either there's a belief system or you're like, I don't know if this is for me. I don't know if I deserve this. So I want you to like at least start.
There's a couple of things that I want to do, but yeah, there is doubt.
Yeah, like I want you to start looking and putting the vibration out there, because your grandparents are like, we just want to show her the house. We just want to show her the house. And you're just going to know. You are going to know when you go through a showing, you're just going to be like, oh my gosh. It's this, or it's going to be something better. But
this house is going to happen. Can they tell me what to do? Do you know what I mean? Like,
So they're saying like this autumn, this fall is when you're going to be ready to like really start looking.
Really?
It's like they're just telling me like she's just not ready yet, but they're ready, but you're not ready yet. So it's like this fall is when you're really going to take the initiative to start looking.
Okay.
I don't know why it's so late, because if it was up to me, I'd be like, Paula, start looking tomorrow. Like, fuck, just go do it. But they're just telling me like it's going to take a bit for things to process with you. I feel that you don't move very well in a lot of change. You like the consistency of things. Change is hard for everyone, but especially for you. For some reason, change is really hard on you. You're just scared, you get doubtful, and then fear.
There's a lot of things that I want to do that I'm just kind of like, you know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I want you to know that your loved ones and you operate on the same frequency, and they're sending you thoughts that are coming in here, and you're like, oh, that's exciting. And then all of a sudden your right brain kicks in, logic, and you're just like, oh, I could never do that.
Really?
I could never do that. I better ditch that, because that's too scary. So just think like, vibration and energy and frequency. So all of your loved ones on the other side all operate on the same frequency as you do. So you're able, to channel some of these beautiful ideas. You're very creative. And you do get a lot of ideas. You're very open to new ways, and you're open to new ideas. But what you're not open to is taking the action. It's like, that's where you shut down.
Yeah.
So that's where, either you need more support, or you need, someone to hold your hand and walk you through and be like, it's going to be okay. You're going to move through this. But it's there for you, is what I'm saying. Okay. Right. It's there for you. And when you are ready to take a leap, it's there.
Now, which leap?
The leap to moving.
Okay.
Okay. Now I also do feel that your job and like where you're working and where you're putting your time into is also a little bit of a kerfuffle. I feel like you're just kind of in between. It's like I feel like you're either not getting enough hours where you are, or you're ready to switch doing something.
I'm ready to switch. I'm actually on stress leave.
Okay.
It's something that I want to do. I'm doing something right now. Like, do you want me to tell you?
Are you working with energy?
What do you mean energy?
Like, are you Reiki? Are you moving energy or moving energy around? Because you do have the ability to hold space and move energy. I just want to put that out there and let you know.
Like, what do you mean?
Like,
so
anything.
the job that I'm on stress leave for, that
Yep.
I want to stop, is an intervener.
Okay.
Right. And that's what I'm assuming, like the draining part.
Yeah.
Like I come home and I'm drained.
Yeah. Because you're giving so much out when you're doing that job.
Yeah. So I'm a beauty influencer for pharmacy.
Okay.
I want to go far on that. But then
Okay.
there's a job that I want to do, always wanted to do ever since I was like before having kids. But then there's something that I want to do on the side, but I've always put it off because I feel like I can't do that or I won't do it well.
So you're able to run your own business with the knowledge that you have.
Okay.
Okay. Like, that's what they're telling me. They're telling me like you are more than capable of running your own business. And so I know there's lots of different things that you're probably good at that you can do. I feel that you like, there's energy work is one thing, but also when you're like creating and doing makeup and all of that, that's creating too. You're creating beauty. And
Yeah.
that's the thing with you, is that you get bored really easily. You need something to keep you inspired. It needs to be always, getting exciting. You need to get excited about it. And your job that you were doing, you're just like, like it's draining you. So this is why you're at a crossroads right now. If you're on stress leave, you're like, okay, I need to come up with a better plan. I need to start figuring out what I'm going to do. I do see a few different options that are like going to open up for you. And one of them is like herbs and plants. It's like you have a connection with watching things grow. So I don't know where that's coming from, or what. Maybe you don't like things growing or plants or anything, but they're just
I don't
saying,
know much about them, but
okay. So I'm just going on like what your guides and like what you truly like, what really fulfills you and makes you feel really good, and like what makes time stop, right? Like when you're doing this certain thing, it's like time stops. You don't even care. And it's for you, it's creating. Create. So I know that that's huge, and there's so many different things you can be creating. But it's like you could be creating beautiful gardens for people. You could be creating landscapes, like putting their flowers all together, or helping them pull weeds, or making things look beautiful. You're a transformer. So you're able to transform and make things beautiful. So wherever that is, whether it's using paint, makeup, gardening, clothes, interior designer. Do you see where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you've picked one of those things that really light you up, girl, like, that you're on the right path, and that your heart needs to fulfill that.
Okay.
Does that answer your
what
question?
So what I'm doing right now, will it get bigger?
Yes. Because you're creating.
Okay.
You're creating. And as long as you stay in that creative state, it will
Okay.
be fulfilling. And whatever is fulfilling for you is in alignment,
Okay.
right? Whatever it is that you are desiring, the universe desires for you.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
This job that you were at before just became like a dead end spiral. It was just,
Yeah.
you're not creating there.
Yeah.
It's repetitiveness,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, but with what you're going to be stepping into is the creativity, but it's always different.
Okay.
Do you see what I mean? It's
Yeah.
always, you're always putting a different spin on it. And that's what lights you up. So do you see where I'm saying? Like it's gotta
Yeah.
have, it can be the same, but it has to have a little bit of a different spin on it every time.
Yeah.
Right? It's like me being a medium and channeling. If I channel the same person every single time and talk to the same loved ones on the other side, I'd be like so bored, right?
Yeah.
But because I see different people and it's always a different experience, that's what makes it exciting, and that's what keeps me aligned, and like there's no time and space, and that's what's just, I just love it, right?
Yeah.
You just have such a big heart. So like, I know I've said this before, but they're telling me again. So like, I think you're going to start seeing hearts, to be honest. You're going to just start seeing hearts in random spots. Even a rose, I even feel.
Really?
Yeah. So pay attention to any roses or any hearts, because I feel that they're just going to come up, because I feel that like you really embodying and feeling love is like that next step. You're so good, Paula, at giving everybody love, but it's receiving it. And it's like the universe is telling me right now that they're going to show you. They're going to show you how much you are loved
All right.
until you believe it. Okay, I got a couple minutes left.
Okay.
So is there any other questions that you have for me, or anyone else that you want me to see if I can channel that I haven't channeled?
There's like so much. Okay, one question I do have is, should I be writing a book?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's a hell yeah. Oh yeah.
Do they say like what kind, or you know what I mean? Because I have ideas in my head,
yeah,
and I'm
it's a self-help book. It's like all the things that you've overcome. It's like getting out of your own way. It's all these little stories of chapters.
okay.
Girl, it's already written. All you got to do is put your name on it, because it's going to just flow. Like, it's
Is it
not a
gonna
book.
be
It's not a book that you read from start to finish.
okay?
It's not that type of book. They're showing me little mini chapters.
Okay.
And I think you're going to have it as an ebook too.
Really?
Yeah.
Do they say when?
October.
Really? Okay.
October. Yeah. That's exciting. Exciting, girl.
I've always wanted to, but I've always put it off.
It's like this, you're just breaking free from all of these things that you have learned in your childhood.
Yeah.
Paula, it's like it's time for you to release and let go of everything that you've been taught and everything that you've been told, because it's been all wrong. It's like you've got to input all the good stuff now. You got to get, all the junk that's in there, but now you got to put the good stuff in.
Is the depression and anxiety and PTSD, is it going to go away?
You're going to be able to manage it better with tools. when
Okay.
you're able to really witness and become aware. Okay.
Okay.
I feel that you're at still the beginning stages, like you're aware of these cycles, but the one that I went over, like there's quite a few more patterns that you just need to break and set better boundaries. I feel that when you set boundaries and when you truly come inwards to your temple and know how your medicine and your energy is so valuable and you're needed in this world, then the way that you process PTSD and depression and all of these other things are you're going to look at it differently.
Okay.
Because depression is very much so like you're numbing something.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got to get really honest. What are you pressing? What are you suppressing?
Mm-hmm.
Suppressing something is causing you to get depressed. So what are you suppressing? Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
So you're suppressing something. So you've got to figure out, okay, well, what am I not being truly honest with myself? And it comes from setting boundaries. It comes from loving yourself. It comes from coming inwards. So you got to go in, you got to do some inner work. I mean, this is the part where a lot of people don't do because, we're stubborn.
Yeah.
We're stubborn human beings and we're just like, we're fine. But, this is the point where, if you, I can help you with that. You can message me and I can give you some resources too that can help you.
Yeah.
It's time for you to get like honest. You're honest with everyone else. You're such an honest person, but you're not so much honest with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where you need to get really, really honest with you, Paula, with you.
Yeah.
And looking at your beautiful soul, because you had somebody that just put you down all the time.
Yeah.
And it's left this imprint, it's left an imprint in your heart. You never ever want anyone to feel the way that your mom made you feel.
Mm-hmm.
You never want anyone to go through that and to feel that. So it's very much so unlearning, right? It's going back to that inner child. It's meeting that inner child. And it's also just really, embodying and being honest with yourself and your emotions.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're going to be able to recognize that pattern.
All right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any other question? I want to pull one more card for you. I'm really feeling called. So can you pick a number between 1 and 20?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want me to tell it to you?
Yeah.
9.
9, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Boundaries. This is not a coincidence. So the boundary card comes up. Where do I need to establish better boundaries? Pretty coincidence, right? No, there are no coincidences, but yes, I feel, today we really, dove in, but this is, some of this stuff is just surface level. But you're getting there, girl. You're on the right track. You're on the right path. And I'm so excited and honored that I got to be able to do this with you. Yeah, thank you for letting me share this and record this. Thanks for coming out. I'm just gonna push stop on here and then we can chat, okay?
Okay.
Bye, everybody.